mother passed away when I was in 20 years. She died in 2001. She was a person that always believed in me. She never gave up on me. She believed in me from the beginning. I think that, by me being her child, I think if I had been guilty or something like that, she'd have knew and she'd have told me, I think you did this or whatever. But she said, I don't believe you did this, and what are you going to do about it? That's what she asked me. I know that I was exonerated on January 23rd, 2006, and my first day of freedom was on Monday. And they brought me in from the holding cell at the courthouse in Hillsborough County, Florida. And by 9 o'clock, I was in the courtroom. By 9:15, he said the words, and by 9:30, because they had to wait for a fax to come back to actually release me. The judge said the words, are you ready to hear what you've been waiting 24 years to hear? And I said, yes, sir. And he said, you're free to go. I was overwhelmed for someone to have that much power over my life. After 24 years, 6 months, 13 days, and 4 hours of wrongful conviction, and have been basically raised in the Florida penitentiary system from the age of 20 to 45. And for him to say that, and for it to be tangible and real, was almost not real to me. People were coming to me, hugging on me, and I was still handcuffed and manacled. And then that's when the judge turned around and said, and take those manacles and shackles off that man right now. And I was able to walk out of there into the sunlight, a free man. You never knew who was standing in the shadows. It was a very dangerous place. So it did affect a lot of prisoners' eyesight, caused a lot of things that happened in prison because they couldn't see as far as violence. Because if you're not aware of your surroundings and you can't really see properly, it can happen. If I was released in 2006, I was living in a cell that had no lighting, and for some reason they wouldn't pay for whatever little component they needed in the light switches to fix it. And also my cell leaked a lot. I would actually get permission from the guards in G dormitory where I stayed at Port Correctional Institution to take dirty linen, like laundry, out of the laundry carts, like sheets or blankets on rainy seasons or rainy days. My wall would leak from the window sill. And the windows were painted so I couldn't see out, but they would leak water into my cell. I mean, so much water that it would flood the cell. So I would ask for dirty linen before they locked the cells down at night. And because they gotta lock us down at a certain time by 11 p.m. So I would take the linen and make a barrier that would hold that water. And then I would get up in the middle of the night and actually mop up the water with that barrier with those sheets, absorbing in those blankets, and wring it out in the toilet, which was in the cell, and then replace it back down to catch any more water that's going to run down that wall. And this cell I stayed in for like the last 2 years of my incarceration. When the Hillsborough County bus was coming to pick me up, there was a gentleman named Harry Simmons, 015488. Okay, Dirty Harry they call him. He's doing a life sentence, and God bless him, but I hope he gets out, but he may die in there. And I asked him before I left that day, before the bus came to get me, we were sitting out there in this visiting park area waiting for the bus to come pick me up. And I asked him, I said, is there anything I can do for you when I get out? I said, I don't have any money, but is there anything that I might be able to do for you when I get out? Because he and I had became friends. And he looked at me and he said, this is what I want you to do. He said, I want you to look over there and see all those kids just came in on the bus last week. They're in orientation now. They're 15 and 16 years old, and they're probably dying here with me. They're younger than when you came in, Alan. You came in at 20, you're 45 years old now. They might not be as blessed as you. So I want you to get out and tell those kids what's really going on and how they're being tricked to be put in prison from cradle to jail. And then he said, I want you to raise awareness, expose the system. It's broken. And it's no good. And tell them about the living condition that we're going through in prison. Because myself in prison, I had been food poisoned once. I caught dermatitis, I itched for almost 5 months. My mother was still living. If it wasn't for her getting hold of the warden, I'd have still been itching today. And there's a lot of other situations where I was placed in jeopardy, physical harm. You know what I'm saying? Could have died. Simply because I was in prison, and a prison really didn't care. You know, it's very corrupt in prison. It may not. I'm not saying that the people that run the prison system today are corrupt, but I'm telling you, when I was in prison, it was very corrupt. And some of those same people are still working in the prison system. So I did that for Harry Simmons. When I got out, I got a chance to work with the Department of Juvenile Justice. I've talked with every single kid. I bet you in the 2 years I worked there, I don't work there now, but the 2 years I worked there, a little over 2 years I worked there, I bet you I've talked to more kids and went to more facilities and talked to more kids than people that's been working there 30 years. And they can't say that they do a great job because I got a lot of positive feedback. Not only from staff, from different facilities, but from the kids themselves. You know, so I'm saying that a person like myself can make a difference if given the opportunity. And that I did keep my promise to Harry Simmons, which was big to me. Because a lot of times people get out of prison and tell you they're gonna do something, they don't do it. Well, I do it, and I do it every day.